Hello and good day everyone. This is CABULAO JECEL Angela C, the first reporter of Group 7. So this report is gonna be a continuation of our report last time, which is also about sole proprietorship. So again, our group consists of 5 members. So yours truly, CABULAO JECEL Angela C, and then Ms. TAGUPA, Mr. Pajo, Mr. PAGUD, and Mr. Tadley. So types or form of business. So first is the sole proprietorship. So business name. Business name shall refer to any name that is different from the true name of an individual which is used or signed in connection with his business in a written or printed receipt, including receipt for business taxes, duties, and fees, and withdrawal or delivery receipt, and or the place of his business or elsewhere announcing her business. So business name should be used in all official correspondence such as letter and invoices. So businesses can be conducted in many ways. It may be through a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. So sole proprietors must register with the Department of Trade and Industry, while the corporation and partnerships are registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC. So, register a business name at Department of Trade and Industry. So, if you are to register your business name, first you need to come up with a 3 business name. We have an example here in the screen. The XYZ Trading, XYZ Retail and Trading, and XYZ Trading and Enterprises. So if you're going to register your business name in the DTI, you need to have that 3 business name extra in case na ay ka ng kapareha og business name nimo. Okay, so second is search in the DTI website if there's an existing name similar to yours. And then third, if your business name is available, fill up business name application form. Fourth is submit your completed business name application form to DTI offices branch. Fifth is wait for your DTI certificate of registration. So, basic requirements and procedure in registering a sole proprietor business. So, a sole proprietor must register with the DTI and secure a certificate of registration. At present, the DTI now gives the person the option to choose his scope of business, whether it be barangay, city, regional, or national. Based on a recent issuance by the DTI, there is no longer need to register each and every branch if it is located within the scope of the registration. So, for example, if I register our business, the Starlight Company, if I register it into national, if my initial business is at CPJ North Avenue, Tagbilaran City, and kanang nagplan ko nga mag-branch ko sa Davao City or sa Cebu City, then I don't have to apply for a new DTI na since I register a national. I register my business as a national na. So I don't have to apply for a new DTI. Okay, so I hope it's clear. So next, registering a sole proprietorship with a DTI is simple. The required information are as follow. So first, you need to have a proposed business name, at least 3 names in order of priority. Second is the business address. Third is the business activities. Fourth is the territorial scope of business. Fifth is the owner's full name. Sixth is the owner's address. 7 is the owner date of birth. 8 is the owner's citizenship, and 9 is the tax identification number or TIN of the owner. So the DTI also requires any two of the following valid identification cards. So the original of which must be presented for verification. ID. So we have passport, valid driver license, Professional Regulation Commission, National Bureau of Investigation or the NBI clearance, police clearance, postal ID, voter's ID, Government Service Insurance System or the GSIS, the Social Security System or the SSS, Tax Identification Number, Overseas Worker Welfare Administration, Seaman's Book, Government Office, and GOCC ID, Armed Force of the Philippines, AFP ID, Home Development Mutual Fund, the PhilPost ID, and the PhilHealth ID. Also, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, the Senior Citizen Card, and Person with Disability Card. So, daghan og ID nga valid, but you only need to choose 2 kung unsay available nimo. So, there are 3 ways of registering with the DTI. So, first is purely over the counter. So, it is face-to-face. Registration can be done at any DTI field office. The second is the online filing. File application online at the link in the screen. And the third is the hybrid combination of over-the-counter and online application. So, the registration fees will depend on the territorial jurisdiction covered in the application. The fees are barangay, city or municipality 500, regional 1,000, and national is the 2,000. So we have fees on the screen, and then DTI registration is valid for 5 years. So application for renewal should be filed within the first 6 months from expiry of the registration. So if the renewal is made during the last 3 months thereof, a charge of 50% of the registration fees shall be imposed. So after acquiring a DTI certificate of registration, you may now proceed and register to the local government unit, LGU such as barangay and mayor's office. So as to that matter, that will be discussed by Miss Tagupa. So that's the end of my report. So thank you for listening and God bless.
Registration with barangay. So first, go to the barangay where your business is located to secure and fill up application form. Second, submit your completed application form together with the following: certificate of business registration from DTI, 2 valid IDs, proof of address such as contract of lease if rented, certificate of land title if owned. Third, claim your barangay certificate of business registration. Register your business in mayor's office. First, go to the municipal office where your business is located to secure and fill up application form. Second, submit your completed application form together with the following: certificate of business registration from DTI, barangay clearance certificate, 2 valid IDs, proof of address such as contract of lease if rented, or certificate of land title if owned. Third, claim your business permit and licenses. When you already got all the certificate and permits from DTI and LGU, you may now register to the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR.
Good day to everyone. Hello, I am back. I am Marc, Allem, and Pajo, the third reporter of this lesson. So I am going to tackle about register your business or the sole proprietorship in the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or it is sometimes called BIR. So let's start. As the name indicates, the setup of a sole proprietor is one wherein an individual owns and runs the business operations on their own, and it needs registrations to operate, just like any businesses. Yes, of course, all the businesses should register. There are three major steps to register in registering your business. First is register with the Department of Trade and Industry. So mo diba noon, discuss na ni Miss CABULAO. And next is get your mayor's permit. This article will run through the process of getting one. Morning discuss ni Miss TAGUPA. And last is register your business with the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. Morning ako i-discuss ko ron. What documents do I need to prepare, or what documents do you need to prepare in registering your business to BIR? Or not just BIR, also, yeah, BIR. Yeah. First is the DTI certification. So, na-discuss na ni Ms. Cabolo, no, kung sa ito yung steps and processes sa pagkuha sa DTI certifications. And then next is you need also the mayor's permit or the duly received applications for mayor's permit if the same is still pending with the LGU. Next is the contract or lease or certificate of occupancy if you are renting, or land title or tax declarations if you own the land. And lastly is duly notarized special power of attorney, an ID of the authorized person in case someone else will transact with the Bureau on your behalf. What BIR do I need to fill out? What BIR forms do I need to fill out, or do you need to fill out? So first, no, is application form, or it is called BIR form 1901. So igmudong ra kadto ihatagan makaning BIR form 1901. So remember jud na, no? Next is the payment form, or BIR form 0605. Then lastly is the documentary stamps, tax on lease. It is only applicable if you are renting, or it is called BIR Form 2000. Accomplish 3 copies of each BIR forms listed above, which is the BIR Form 1901, 0605, and BIR Form 2000. Submission of these forms to the proper Revenue District Office or the RDO that has jurisdictions over your place of business is needed. You can check the list of BIR Revenue District offices to see which RDO you fall under. So if mo dong nakataon, di ba ang BIR sa Tagbilaran is naradapit ibabaw sa airport, old airport, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess naradra. The following is the step-by-step breakdown of the registration process. So not just steps, no. First is the assessment. Fill out all the forms and secure a number at the officer of the day lane. Once your number is called out, present all the accomplished BIR forms and the documentary requirements. The officer of the day will assess all your payables. Normally, the annual registration fee amounts to 500 pesos, and there is an additional certification fee of 100 pesos and 30 pesos for the documentary stamp, which will be attached on the certificate of registration. The officer of the day will also provide a computation of your documentary stamp, tax, or DST on lease. So nakabayran no from 500 pesos sa registration fee, then 100 pesos sa certification fee, and 30 pesos for the documentary stamp. Muna siya mong prepare. Of course, imo dyan ang dapat prepared na yung mga forms and mga necessary requirements. Next sa assessment is payment. Pay the assessed registration fee, certification, and the 30 pesos documentary stamp at the BIR payment counter. Once again, secure a number and wait for it to be called before making the payments. For the DST on lease, you can simply go to any authorized bank located within the district. If unsure, check your RDO what banks are accredited to accept this payment. They usually have a list of these posted within the BIR office. Take note that the DST on lease needs to be paid on or before the 5th of every month. Failure to do so will result in penalties, surcharges, and compromises. The bigger the tax base, the bigger these penalties, surcharges, and compromises. So no, di jud ta magpalit-late og kanang complied ato sa BIR kay na kabayad jud ta ang charges. Next is the submission. Once payments are made, go back to your RDO and secure a number for the counter accepting business registration applications. Present all the payments, forms, or proofs of payments, including the supplementary documentary requirements mentioned earlier. Now, bear in mind that the processing of the transaction at the registrations counter will commence only upon presentation and submission of complete documents. The BIR is very particular with this one. So, no, dapat kanang di ka magtaka-taka jud og kanang hatag sa mga requirements. Next is claiming. Upon submission of the application, the officer at the registration section will provide you with a claim stub stating that the scheduled date of release of your BIR Certificate of Registration, COR or BIR 2303. Kabantay mo na sa mga tindahan, di ba no? Kaya mo makabantay ka nag-frame nila. Mo na ang Certificate of Registration. The claim period usually takes 3-5 working days. Upon claiming of the COR, the BIR will also provide you with the ask for receipt notice. The Bureau recommends posting of these in a visible location at the place of business. I mean, kataday kanang gi-frame din nila is mo din ang ask for receipt notice. I'm sorry for the misinformation. Next is the other requirements. Subsequently, after claiming the COR and the ask for receipts sign, you need to purchase your books of account for stamping and registration purposes. For this, you need to fill out and present the following. First is the accomplished BIR Form 1905, proof of payment of annual registration fee, or the BIR Form 06605. Then, the manual books. You can buy this from any bookstores. The journal, ledger, cash receipts, and cash disbursement. Well, no, if di ka familiar ani, pwede maka magpatabang og mga accountants. But, of course, since this is a sole proprietorship, which is owned by you, only by individual, so, of course, you need to be familiar unsaon pagkuan sa imong kwarta, no? Dapat knowledgeable ka, nakayaning mga books para sa journal, sa ledger, cash receipts, and cash disbursement. 6 is printing of receipts. In order to have your official receipts printed, you need to fill out and submit BIR Form 1906 or the application for authority to print receipts and invoices duly received by the Bureau or the ATP form. You have two options for this. First, claim your COR from RDO, go to your choice of printing press, and they can submit the 1906 application for the ATP on your behalf. Next, or you can claim your COR from your RDO, submit the 1906 to the RDO, wait for the release of the ATP, and then take it to your choice of printing press. Please note that your RDO will provide you with the list of BIR accredited printing press within the district. The printing of the receipts usually takes at least 2 weeks. Be mindful that these receipts should be printed and stamped with 1 month from BIR registration, so it's best to do this in concurrence with the registrations and stamping of the books of account. Also, Make sure to keep the ATP form, as this is what you'll need to present if you need to have your receipts reprinted. And there you have it. You can now focus on managing and seeing the growth of your business. Best of luck! Important reminders: if your business is earning more than 1,000, you are required to register with the SSS, PhilHealth, and HDMF as self-employed. If you have employees, make sure to register them with the SSS, PhilHealth, HDMF, and PIR for those that do not have TIN yet. Once registered with the BIR, always file and pay your taxes on time. Of course, di ka magbalit late, regardless of whether the business has begun its operation or not. Renew your business registrations and pay your annual registrations every year to avoid being assessed of penalties. A few things you need to remember. An ask for receipt notice, or the ARN, will be issued together with the BIR certificate of registrations, and you must post both documents in your business establishments. Ano, dili rin ang ARN ang i-post, but of course the BIR certificate registration also. Your corporation as well as its branches must accomplish to file an R before you commence business operations. You are required to pay the documentary stamp tax, or the DST, on the articles of incorporation. Sumunod sila na sa articles of incorporation na. If the DST is required to be paid within the 5 days after the close for the month, BIR registration shall be done on R before payment of DST due. Once your BIR certificate of registration is issued to you, you are given 30 days to have your official receipts and sales invoice printed. SEC, or Securities and Exchange Commission. So ngunong giapil man nito no, ang gibutang na adto sa note is if applicable ba siya. Is it applicable or not? The answer is no, because if you are a sole proprietorship, only the partnership and the corporation should be registered in SEC. The sole proprietorship is registered in DTI. Okay? So for further information, who needs to register? And that is I answered. The corporation or partnership. The SEC, or Securities of Exchange Commission, is an agency under the Philippine Department of Finance that is responsible for regulating the securities industry. It supervises all registered business entities in the country, with the power to suspend and revoke registrations, investigate violations of securities laws and impose sanctions, and make policies with regard to the market in securities. It also supervises stock and bond brokers as well as the stock exchange. So no more mag-discuss rin siya sa mga further reporters to the other groups. Before your enterprise can legally conduct business in the Philippines, you have to register with a number of important government agencies, chief among which is the SEC, if you're operating a corporation or partnership. So what you na-mention, ano nga sole proprietorship. So dili siya need or di siya i-register ang sole proprietorship sa SEC, which is adto na siya sa DTI. Which type of business require registration with the SEC? As part of the power and functions provided by the Presidential Decree number 902A, the SEC is given absolute jurisdiction, supervision, and control over all corporations, partnerships, or associations who are the grantees of primary franchise and or license or permit issued by the government to operate in the Philippines. So again, ang sole proprietorship is daily i-register sa SEC, only to the DTI. Okay? So that would be it. Thank you for listening, and I hope na mo na-learn about my report. Bye!
Good evening, everyone. So my report is about the registration of sole proprietorship with Department of Tourism, or the DOT. So applying business name registration. So first is to visit Department of Trade and Industry or the DTI. Then go to the provincial office where the business is located, or log on to www.bnrs.dti.gov.ph. Its validity is 5 years. The requirements are accomplished business name registration, the form single proprietorship or partnership, which is optional, tax identification number or the TIN, also optional, list of 5 business names ranked according to preference, and the registration fee of 300 pesos. So next is the mayor's permit. So agency, local municipality where the business is located. So the validity is 1 year. The requirements of applying for mayor's permit is accomplished business permit application form, DTI business name certificate, sketch of the business location, 2 pieces 2x2 colored ID picture, and the registration fee, which is the amount of which depends on the type of the business. So maybe the complicated and bigger business will also have a much I will have more amount of registration fee. So next is the tax identification number or the TIN. So agency, Bureau of Internal Revenue or the BIR. So the national office is located at Agham Road, Diliman, Quezon City. Trunk line 632-981.7000 or 981-8888. So the email is contact underscore us at cctr.bir.gov.ph. So or their website is the www.bir.gov.ph. So the requirements of applying for the TIN is the accomplished form 1901, mayor's permit, and the registration fee of 500 pesos. So next is the social security system or SSS certificate. So social security system SSS. So loans and investment office is located at the SSS building, East Avenue, Diliman, Quezon City. Their telephone number is 632-920-6401 or 920-6446. So their email is the member_relations at sss.gov.ph, or go to their website, which is www.sss.gov.ph. So requirements for applying the social security system certificate is the accomplished R1 form, DTI business permit, and the mayor's permit. Next is the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. DOLE registration with 5 or more employees. So agency, Department of Labor and Employment, DOLE, Labor Standard and Enforcement Division, address 2nd floor, D International Building, San Marcelino, Corgen, Malvar Street, Malate, Manila. Their telephone number is 632-339-2013, and their hotline number is 527-8000. So their email is osec@dole.gov.ph. Their website is www.dole.gov.ph, and their requirements are accomplished Rule 1020 form, layout of business location, and the vicinity map. So other government agency, registration with the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. So all businesses registered in the Philippines hiring 5 or more employees must register with the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. So the DOLE protects the rights and welfare of workers in the Philippines. So the DOLE protects the rights and welfare of workers in the Philippines. It is important to register with DOLE to avoid labor cases filed against your company It is easy to file a labor case with the National Labor Relations Commission or the NLRC, a government body and part of the only who investigates, settles, and resolves disputes between employers and employees. Business involved in the manpower industry or local universities and educational institutions are also required to register with DOLE to comply with their business registration. So, if you are starting your business, we should comply all of these important uh, permits and paperwork so that our business will run smoothly towards the future. In the future, our business will run smoothly in the future. Okay, para nato man po na and para po we will run our business legally, and uh, if naman gani like uh, any anomalies, padali ra ta makakuan, like dali ra ta maka-resolve ana samot na if atong business are licensed. So yes, thank you.